Joining me now is the Head of Advocacy at Women's Forum Australia, Stephanie Bastiaan. Stephanie, let's start with Labor's recent announcement that they will be investing $573 million into women's health. Claire O'Neill, Anika Wells and Jed Carney couldn't contain their excitement. This is their output on Instagram. Juvenile, but should women across Australia be that excited, Stephanie? Is that money going to all go to women's health, or will some of that funding go to activists and men who identify as women?
Well, the government are yet to confirm either way, but trans right activist groups like Trans Health Australia are celebrating because the medication that's coming under the Medicare rebates for menopause are also used for gender-affirming drugs for men, particularly estrogen. I think the government needs to be clear because women have been suffering from a shortage of these medications for quite some time. There's been a lot of coverage on the fact that these medications help women get through the very challenging symptoms of menopause. And if the government are going to suddenly increase accessibility and funding for these drugs, they should be going to the women who need it most. This is not a healthcare funding policy for women if men can access it too. So I think the government needs to come out and be very clear whether this is actually a policy for women.
Absolutely. We need to have far greater scrutiny of where this taxpayer largesse is going to. Now, I want to ask you about breastfeeding expert Jasmine Sussex. We've had her on this program a number of times. She was sacked from the Australian Breastfeeding Association back in 2021 for refusing to use gender-neutral language. She refuses to make ridiculous claims, if you ask me, and she's been dragged into court over comments she made about the practice of what is called male chest feeding. This is by a transgender woman, so a man identifying as a woman. Take us through what's happening here. Why is this a process that's now in court or in a tribunal?
It's absolutely extraordinary and just another example of a woman being punished for speaking the truth. This particular activist documented his journey of trying to chest feed his unborn baby. It was not successful. Jasmine raised concerns about the ethics of men trying to chest feed. There's no studies that back up the evidence that the fluid that comes from men, which experts describe as galactorrhea, is safe or nutritious for the baby. So essentially, newborn babies are being used as guinea pigs in this social experiment, and this is something that Jasmine Sussex has pointed out. The E-Safety Commissioner originally censored some posts of her discussing this issue. This particular activist has made multiple complaints against Jasmine to the Queensland Human Rights Commission, and it's resulted in this court action. He's demanding an apology, $15,000 in compensation, and for her post to be removed. It's just extraordinary, and another example of why we need action from the government to reinstate women's sex-based rights and to remove gender ideology from all our sex discrimination legislation, because it is being weaponised by men to silence women like Jasmine.